What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Milky Way podcast. I'm your host, Noah. If you've seen yesterday's video, you can see, some of the stuff is different, but we'll get into more of that later. Real quickly, I just want to say thank you guys for 34.8K views on the introduction on TikTok. Thank you very much. But for today, we introducing a very special co-host and my best friend. Give it up for Mr. Matthew Lynch.
Hi, I'm Matthew Lynch, and I'm a co-host on this podcast. Unfortunately, I was not here for the intro, and I just want to say thank you for all of the support that we've been getting on our videos, or on our video, really. I was still not here for the intro. Anyways, I just want to say thank you, and we love to see all of the support that we're getting in the comments and from our fans, really. Um, Today's video is horror inspired, and back to Noah.
Like Matthew said, we really appreciate all the comments and the followers, and I think we're at 80 now, which I mean isn't a lot, but for just an intro video being put out, there's a lot of room for more. So we're really excited to see the future in the podcast. I think that's it. You ready to get into it?
Yeah,
All right, let's do this. Welcome everybody to the video. You just saw the intro. That was actually yesterday. We are wearing different clothes, but we'll explain all that in the end of the video. Just keep watching. And you know what? We're just gonna sit here and we're just gonna talk because why not? All right. So as you can see, the background is completely different. If you watch the intro video on our TikTok, go watch it.
I don't know
Wake
why you're
up.
saying hour.
Wake up. Wake up. Yeah.
I don't know why you're saying hour.
Yeah, it was. I'm the only person in the video, but there was a trippy red poster, um, and it had to get taken down. And actually, somebody did text me and was mad about the trippy red poster. Um, so just a little backstory on why the trippy red poster was taken down. For one, I got a new poster right behind Maddie B here. It is the Beatles thing, but it's called Stabby Road. It's pretty cool though, and it's giant. So why not throw it in there? We got the Igor vinyl, the disc, and then whatever that is. We're not gonna talk about that. But it was actually you're watching this from a different perspective because the intro was over there, and the poster was up. The poster was up there, and let's give the backstory on the poster. It's been through a lot. It's been through war. So, whenever I was about 2 years ago, I had my desk set up in that corner, and I sit in this same chair. These kind of gaming chairs you rock back and forth. And I sit in the same chair, but it didn't. The desk was like right here, so I stacked on the chair all my pillows. I had like 42 pillows. Stacked them up on the chair. Would you? No. Stack it up on the chair, and whenever I would get up, it was insanely hard because I'd have to push the desk back and get up. And there was this one specific night. Okay, let's just imagine this: me sitting in my chair, desk right here, not PC, monitor right here, keyboard $300 that I never touched right here. Safely belongs in the one we shall not be who names hands that he does not use, and makes me very sad because it's a good keyboard. But the poster was right here on the wall, and I was getting up 3 in the morning on a school night, and my bedroom is right above where my father sleeps. He is not a happy man if you wake him up, and he's all scary anyway. So I get up, and I fall forward, and that's when it hits the fan. That's whenever I know that I'm gonna die. So I fall forward, and I'm currently falling. Desk is leaning over. Monitor fell off. Keyboard fell off. I'm like screaming, and I grab the Trippy poster and rip it in half. I didn't have anything to hold on to. I grabbed the Trippy poster, rip Trippy in half. He's in the floor. It's a very sad moment. Very sad moment for Trippy. And then there's actually more to this story. So it was crazy because after that, just had to use the bathroom at 3 in the morning on school night. I got up to go use the bathroom. Well, I actually laid there in the floor for a minute just in case my dad would come up there and I'd be like asleep just laying on all this stuff.
Slumber.
Slumber. actually, I actually got up finally. I went to the bathroom. Nobody heard anything, which is insane. And I come back in to the room, get everything set up, and shout out to Levi Grubbs. I don't know if he remembers this night, but I was on the game with him. We just always grind on Fortnite for hours on end, and I was sitting over there, got everything put back up. Trippy Red Poster actually put tape on the back part of it, and tape bro back together. Um, it was a very very sad moment. But anyway, along with the story, we're playing, and I don't even know what's going on. I'm just trying to listen because my stairs.
And especially when Big Boy Matthew walks on them, they're like, ah, ah, and I about fall through them.
Yeah, that's true. You about fall into Harry Potter's room under the stairs. My dad's closet. What was I saying? So those stairs are insanely loud. So I'll be able to hear if he's coming up the steps. Just whenever I got my headphones on, I always wear my headphones like this for this specific reason. So whenever I'm playing video games, that's how I wear them for that specific night, and I've worn them like that ever since. So I'm up here playing, playing the game, and this kid joins, and I'm like zoned out thinking about if my dad comes upstairs. 5 minutes in, I'm zoned back in, and Levi's like, "I didn't say the N word." this like kid, he's like 17. Me and Levi were like 12 or 13 at the time. He was like, "Yes, you did," and then they're fighting, and I'm not even talking because I don't even want to get in on this conversation. Me and Levi are playing. This kid is arguing with Levi about who said the N word, and the kid's like, "All right, I'm gonna invite my friend, who is an African American," and he invites this friend, and I'm still quiet, and the friend is obviously gonna take his friend's side. Kid wasn't even here. He was like, "I heard you say it. I heard you say the N word." Levi's like, "You weren't here," and Levi goes, "I'm a Christian boy. I would never." He didn't say the N word. Let's just get that. Let's just throw that out of the way. The kid did, and Levi did not. These kids are arguing, and the one African American, he yells at me, dude. I'm sitting there in silence, just 1v1 creative, 3 a.m., and he just starts going off. And I went. I don't know, something snapped. Something inside of me, dude. I didn't care anymore. I went off on this kid at 3 in the morning, yelling. And like 5 minutes, I'm just yelling at this kid. He goes, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry." And I hear the steps. And I know that if I get up again, everything's falling. Trippy's gonna die again. So I just
I'm the slumber.
I hear the door. I hear the door open, and I'm in this corner. They're on the opposite side of the room. So you have a straight view of me just, and the game's on. And whenever I fell backwards, I kind of just just let my whole body run free, and I dropped the controller, and the controller unhooked from the headphones, and Levi's going, "Noah roasted him, bro. Noah, that was crazy." And my dad's like, "What's all this about?" And I'm caught, so I just go, "Huh? What, Dad? What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Tell your friends you're not going to be on the game for a while." And I plug it back in, and I go, "What, Dad said I'm not going to be on the game for a little bit." Dude, that story was crazy, but that's why I had to take Trippy down because he's been dead for years, and he had to go at some point.
But that actually reminds me of a story that I had back in 6th grade. So in 6th grade, I went to the skating ring with two people. One was my crush. Okay, we're not going to disclose this information. We're not going to give out names because it was a little embarrassing. But we went to the rolling rink, and one of the
skating rink.
Oh, rolling rink.
No, skating rink.
Okay. Anyways, there was this girl, and she was like, "Matthew, come skate with me." It was not my crush, so I was like, "No," and she ended up grabbing the back of my hood and just pulling me down. And I'm in roller skates, so I did the dip from Fortnite, and I sprained my ankle. And see, my crush was there, and realistically, I'm bawling my eyes out because I can't feel my ankle. and it is underneath me. So my body, leg, boom. That made no sense, but I'm gonna keep going. So I'm on the ground right now. Old lady in front of me. I am swearing my butt off, cursing everything on my grave. And literally immediately after that, the old lady goes, "You probably shouldn't skate anymore." Like, no crap. Like, I'm on the ground about dead. And this old lady's like, "You probably shouldn't skate." Really? Would have never guessed. Anyways, so my crush unties my skate, and I am bawling my eyes out, dude. Bawling my eyes out. And so I get limped over to this table. So flash forward a few hours later, my mom.
Speaking of your mom,
my mom just liked my bloopers TikTok video on YouTube at the Milky Way.
New post for lactose intolerant.
No, it's
Lactose
escape
intolerant.
reality.
Lactose intolerant makes so much sense.
No, it doesn't, because the galaxy.
Lactose intolerant. Milky Way.
The candy.
It makes sense.
It also makes sense to escape reality because the Milky Way is actually in the sky. So technically, let me put on my thinking glasses real quick. I can't find them.
Let me put on.
No,
glasses.
that makes 0 sense. 0 sense.
You're retarded. Because
you can't say that.
I can say it.
Okay.
I can say it. We're not bleeping that out either. It makes more sense. Just because you have more votes doesn't mean that it makes less sense. The Milky Way, escape reality. We're not astronauts. Okay, Neil Armstrong? I'm not trying to visit the moon.
You know what? Neil Armstrong's dead, and guess who's still here? Guess who's still here?
Who?
Me.
You didn't visit the moon, idiot! And he did. So his slogan, whatever spaceman goes to space next, his slogan can be escape reality. Because he escaped reality. But as far as we are, we're still on Earth. So that's enough of thinking.
Wait. Okay. Escape reality. Think about it. You can imagine the Milky Way in your mind and escape reality when you watch our podcast at the Milky Way on TikTok, at the Milky Way on YouTube. Anyways, back to my story about me spraining my ankle. Flash forward to my mom. 2 hours later, pulls up because my crush convinced me to stay there with a sprained ankle and just sit there with her. But
crush, she was definitely trying to smash.
Okay. Back to the story. My mom pulls up. She knows every cop in Lincoln County for some reason. I wonder why.
Probably not for a good reason.
Nope.
High school went crazy.
Anyways, she starts blabbing her mouth to the cop while I'm in pain. I said, "Mom, limp me to the car." And she goes, "Hold on, I'm talking to the cop." And I said, "Mom, this is a serious situation where I've sprained my ankle." And note this. I am got one of the rolly things that the kids train on. This roller rinks thing.
I'm not even gonna laugh because I use it too.
Yeah, no, I didn't use it. I used it to limp myself.
That's the only way I can skate. I can ice skate like a mug, but I cannot roller skate to save my life, which is insane.
Okay. Anyways, but I'm using one of those as a walker to go to my mom's car. So I'm pulling up to my mom's car. She goes, "Get in." And I said, "Mom, I can't bend my ankle. How am I supposed to put my foot in?" "I don't know, Matt. Put it in there." Okay. Grab my foot and I place it in the car, and then I start screaming because it hurt really bad. So I get in the car, and she goes, "Can I go?" I go. I go. Can I go to? I go. Can I go to the hospital? She goes, "They're not going to do anything but wrap it." And I was like, "That's better than leaving it." And then she proceeds to take me home. So we place it on 2 pillows. And I rest my ankle on there. I could not lift myself up on the stairs to get on my porch. I had crutches. That was it.
Story that stays on the podcast. So I'd actually no. What? That's not the story. Adolescence.
Yeah.
That means you're a child.
Whoa, that's what that movie title means. Big time adolescence.
Yeah. As I said earlier. Anyway, In my adolescence,
Okay.
in my adolescence, I was a young child, and me and my two older brothers shared a room in my mom's house. So there's actually a few stories that I'm going to tell here. So the first one, actually, my parents have been divorced my whole life, so we've been going back and forth. My mom's and my dad's house. So I went to my dad's house. I was at my dad's. I don't remember this story, but my dad told us. I was a young fellow. I was a young fellow, and Cody, the oldest, decided to paint us rainbow. So he got out paint canisters because for some reason we had paint, and me and Aiden were both painted rainbow head to toe. You ever seen that book, A Case of the Stripes? The black girl that like wakes up rainbow. Yeah, that's what it was like. And then Cody painted his entire body red. So my father gets home and he's like, what's going on here? And Cody goes, this is what Cody says. I shouldn't get in trouble because I'm only the color red. Tell me how that makes sense. Just because he's only red, he shouldn't get in trouble.
Because he's a single colored. That means he wasn't a part of the rainbow army.
We're all colored.
Whoa!
Head to toe.
Whoa! I got a little loud.
I did too. But we are all colored. Head to toe. So what makes you think that he shouldn't get in trouble? Just because he's red. Exactly. That's what I thought, Bucko.
Back in my adolescence, when I was a young child, when I was 8, I vaguely remember this. Me, my uncle, and okay, somebody's climbing up the stairs.
That's what the stairs sound like.
Yeah. It's me, my uncle, and my grandpa. And all three of us are walking.
Did you say uncle? No, no.
Okay. Okay, so we are walking down this pathway, basically, and it's got a hill right beside it, and full of thorns. So my uncle,
Your uncle.
so my uncle pushed me down this thorn bush hill. I guess he thought it was funny, but I tried to climb my back up. I have thorns all in my hands, thorns all in this hand, thorns all over my legs. So I'm walking over to get back up. He pushes me back down the hill, and then my grandpa, which thought amazing idea, decides to lift me up and grabs my hand full of thorns, and then he drops me because his fingers got full of thorns. So basically, I was abused as a child. Disclaimer: I was not actually abused. Love my parents, love my grandpa, love my uncle. Pause. Back to the story. So disclaimer: we're going to be talking about crap, which means manure. Oh, this means manure. This means scat. This means the S word that I cannot say because my mother will watch this video, most likely. But anyways, the stuff that comes out of your butthole. Whoa, okay. Mic just fell. But I, indeed, used to play with my poop.
What did he say?
I used to indeed play with my poop. And I grabbed it one time and thought it was Play-Doh. I just loved Play-Doh. No, do not eat Play-Doh. This is a disclaimer. Do not play with your poop either.
Please sponsor us.
No, yes. Anyways, but we took the poop. Stop.
If you sponsor us, then I won't tell children to eat your product, and then you'll result in less people suing you. So, sponsor us.
So, I have my poop in my palm, and I'm just squishing it, playing with it. And my mom notices that I have this brown substance. She's like, "Matt, what are you playing with?" Nothing. Just a little brown dookie. Like, just squeezing it in my hand. She thought it was Play-Doh. She turns around for 5 seconds, and I just rubbed my hand on my uncle's 50-inch flat screen TV like a rainbow and took a double take. And my uncle or he's not really my uncle. He's like more of a cousin, but he's like he hates the smell of scat, dude.
Who would like it?
I mean, like if he sees it, if he like smells like a whiff of it, he's going like.
Speaking of throwing up, watch the bloopers video. The second clip, I threw up. So yeah, go watch that on TikTok.
But anyways, so basically, if he gets a whiff of it, he's dying. It's not cover your nose. It's So he's in the bathroom right now at this moment, and I had, I guess, a squatty potty or something because that's what Noah said that was. It was a frog, actually. It was a frog.
I don't know what I think mine was just. I think mine was just a
squatty potty. So, the poop is now on a rainbow on the TV. So my uncle's in the bathroom going, what is that? What is that? And so my mom took a wet wipe and tried to wipe off the poop. And my uncle's flushing the toilet at the moment. So she's going Ultra Instinct Goku power on this TV, just wiping it. And
can we not put in that much detail?
Why?
Because
she's Ultra Instinct wiping it. And my uncle walks in and he's like, what does that smell? My mom had already Flash Sonic cleaned off the TV real quick. Yeah. And so my mom says, oh, my son just wiped crap on your TV.
Why did she give it away?
I don't know. And
put him up, Mom.
What is my mom supposed to say? That I farted and it stunk?
If she got it wiped up, there's no problem.
Okay, Mom. Okay. Mama, I farted. No little kid is gonna fart like that and it stink that bad.
You're still a child and you fart like a gorilla. Donald Duck. Because it just happened before we recorded. Right over there. We almost had to evacuate. Anyway, continue the story.
And my uncle proceeds to go, what the F? I can't say that word because my mother's watching. Love you, Mom. Anyways, he goes, what the F? What is going on? Why did your son wipe poop on my TV? And my mom said, I don't know. And from then,
ask him. I don't know.
From then on, I don't think I ever played with
Matthew, why did you wipe crap on my TV?
I thought they were taught that on the TV.
All right, so we decided to transition a little bit for some more stories. We'll see if you guys like it. So this is a story that was actually kind of recent, like not really recent. I'd say it happened
When I have my slide.
October of 2022. Not saying any names, but if she watches this, no, I'm joking. But so this is the first time I ever went over to a girl's house. Her dad's there. Obviously, everything is weird already, and it gets weirder. So as soon as I walk in through the door, fridge right there, I see a magnet, and the magnet is a bird, and it goes, "Birds aren't real." This is one of the families that think that they're spies from the government. So I don't know what Jeffrey Dahmer was doing the whole time at 14, but I'm pretty sure he was killing birds. And I'm fairly certain that they weren't cyborgs. No, we're cutting that out. All right. Anyway, back. If you want to see that clip, go to the bloopers video that we will be posting probably before this. But anyway, what was I saying? So I see this picture, this magnet, and the whole day goes well. It's actually the night I had my first kiss. Very night. And then weeks later, I go back. I think this was the last time I was at her house. I go back, and we're sitting playing this game called Apples to Apples.
What the?
I know you would know what it was if you seen it. It's like a kid version of this grown-up game where you're like Cards Against Humanity. Okay, never mind. And we're playing, and her older sister, the whole family's in there. Older sister goes, "Do you believe in birds?" And I think back. I get a flashback to the birds, and I'm like, "No, bro. Who would believe in birds?" And she goes, "Yeah!" And they all celebrate. You want to know why that was the last time at their house?
What?
I was terrified. These people are celebrating like we just won the World Cup because I told them that I didn't believe in birds. When I in fact do believe in birds, for some reason they don't, and they're in a pact on that. And I don't think anything's gonna change their mind. So that's my story. Matthew, you got something? All right, Matty B's gonna talk.
So, speaking of exes and all that, not gonna put names out like Noah said, but this was also the first time I ever went to a girl's house, and at the time, my best friend was dating my girlfriend's older sister, so we were like best friends. We'd see each other almost every day. I went to her house, and so there's a short hallway about this big. It's like a Christmas party or something. Short hallway about this big, and I'm walking through it, and I'm a big boy. I need a big hallway.
I need a
So I have my shoulder right here. The shoulder is a part of your body that is connected to your neck and connected to your torso and your arm. Okay, but just for people that don't have arms.
Just for people that are stupid that don't know what the shoulder is. So I think the only one that doesn't know what a shoulder is you. So if that part gets cut out, don't be mad.
And anyways, so I'm in this short hallway, and I walk, and I hit their shelf off the wall with their shoulder, or with my shoulder. I shoulder checked their shelf, and it fell, collapsed, two big holes in their wall. So this has probably fell out before, is what I'm thinking. So my best friend runs out the room, and he's like, what was that?" And I go, and he goes, "Don't worry, don't say a word, just let me handle this." He grabs the shelf and slams it back in the wall, and he's like, "Don't say anything." And then, like a few minutes later, I was like, "Yeah, so I kind of like shoulder checked your shelf outside," and she was like, "Oh, it's all right, it comes out every time." And I was like, "Bro, so you're telling me my best friend just told me to not to say anything when they just said it comes down all the time?" Do you have a story?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea what you were talking about. All I heard was Christmas party, and I zoned out completely. So yeah. But to my story about an ex. Okay, I have one. So this is the first time that your boy Noah Boat fell in love. So I was in sixth grade. All right. And there had been an altercation. Hold on, before I talk about that, there was this girl, which is actually crazy because we're about to move in next to these people. They're like our parents are best friends. Both of our mom's names are Brittany, so that's how I knew this girl was. She had been to her mom was my mom's boss at the jail. They both worked there, and she had came to our church a few times because my mom owns a church. My mom's a pastor. She owns our church, and this girl shows up sometimes. She showed up like 3 times. Anyway, um, she had a daughter, and I thought her daughter was really hot. So this was before your boy fell in love, right? So I go on with through my weeks, and there's an altercation that I have with a teacher. This teacher threatened to fight me. So um, gym teacher. I don't know if you can pinpoint which one. We were in sixth grade, or you were in fifth grade. I was in sixth grade. Whenever COVID hit, um, I'm cool with the dude now. He was my soccer coach for 3 years. I'm cool with him now, but wasn't then, and there was actually the same altercation in elementary school and like kindergarten. So he hated me for through that time period. So this guy's just going off at me. He goes, "What if I hit you?" And I'm like, "Hit me. I'm gonna tell the principal." And in fact, I did. Told the principal man was gonna hit me, and told the principal. And there's like a whole week of altercations. I'm getting called in and out of the office. I'm in the McGuffey building. We have two buildings at our middle school, and I'm in the McGuffey building. That's where my class is. And they call me up to the office. So um, I'm walking up there, and guess who's in the office walking out? This girl, right? She's in the office walking out. And she introduces herself because we have both been giving each other eyes. She introduces herself, and I've never been in this state of shock. She goes, "Hey, I'm one who shall not be named." Um, and she's saying all this stuff. Isn't your mom Brittany and stuff? And I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I go, I said this like from the car. It's like it's from the cartoon. I said, "Hi Noah, I'm biggest L I've ever taken." I just I just introduced myself to the girl and said my name was hers and her name was mine. So that's already a giant L. Which is going downhill. But she was a very, very nice person, so she didn't seem to care. She knew I was nervous, and she walked away. After that, couldn't even get a word out. I was like, I was trying to say something, but I couldn't even say anything. And she walks down the stairs, and I was like, I think I'm in love. And I walk to the office. Weeks go by, and then we're dating. Yeah, kind of just, you know, I mean, we're dating then. So transition. Okay, I gotta stop that. Transition. A few weeks later, we're dating. And so whenever I had liked this girl, I had another girlfriend. See, because in sixth grade, I had a lot of girlfriends, and I think I might have cheated at once. So I'm talking to this girl. This is before me and her dated. I'm talking to this girl while dating another one, and this girl is getting mad, and I break up with this girl, and I want to get with this other girl. It's so hard not to say the names. I want to get with this other girl, right? And so this girl gets mad, and she the girl that I was dating threatens to kill the girl threatens to commit murder on this new girl that I'm now dating. So that was insane. And anyway, I went to this girl's house. That's kind of how we like met because our parents were having like a dinner, and my mom took me over there, and that's how we kind of like became friends. I broke her bed. It's not what it sounds like.
What?
I know,
Let's
'cause,
rewind there, buddy.
It was dark, and I was swinging my hands around and snapped into the bed. If you ask her, she knows exactly what I'm talking about. And whenever we're always with, like, if in art class, we had art class last year or the year before last, in eighth grade, I we would always tell people in the class that I broke her bed. But then we would, we're just gonna not talk about that.
Pause.
But yeah, I did snap the bed with my hand, swung around like a Beyblade and hit it, and it broke. But anyway, me and this girl dated for a minute, and then her mom said that she couldn't date again until eighth grade. So that would have been 3 years from now, because it was close to the beginning of the year of sixth grade. So it would have been a while from that. This is right before we got let out for COVID, and she was like, no. And then we dated for like 3 months after that. And then we finally broke up, and then never seen each other again till art class in eighth grade. And then she's moved schools now, but we're actually like our parents are thinking about moving in together, or not moving in, but like buying land and building houses on it. So I'm gonna have to be around this girl all the time, and who knows, brother?
So, speaking of an altercation with a teacher, there was this one teacher that everybody probably knows. Mhm.
How did I know
Yep.
that? That's crazy.
So he's not nice. So me and my other friend, blonde, are in this class together. So I had him for second block, his first class, and then I had him for mentor, which is basically chill out time, relax, basically recess in middle school.
Do you remember whenever this teacher had a certain closet in the back of his room that everybody swore he stuffed little girls in? Yeah, he was a scary teacher. He's built like this. If you go to our school, you know what we're talking about.
So I'm not throwing shade.
And conveniently, he was the high school's like their volleyball coach, their basketball coach, the middle school girls basketball coach had nothing to do with the men, but was always hanging around them young girls. And you know how crazy volleyball be. He was definitely in the back.
So this story is kind of long because it happened a lot in my 7th and 8th grade. They actually appeared as a cameo character in my 8th grade. Like, bro was he let out a little cameo. So in 7th grade, I had him in mentor and I had him in second block. His first class of the day. So he was always not ready. So me and him did not have a great start, but he was always like, he always had a thing, like, he was always nicer to the girls than he was to the dudes.
He always gave them candy.
He always gave them candy. He always never got him in trouble. So, like, this teacher was targeting me. And shout out Levi Grubbs again. He thought that it was Levi's fault that I was acting like this. And I told him straight to his face. And I said, no, it's because you like little girls. And I don't like the fact that. Yes, I did. I said, it's the fact that you like little girls and you don't like the little boys. And he got furious. And then,
no, I.
This mofo. Yeah, bad word. My bad. This guy.
You should see the bloopers.
It was literally me, him, my friend, and all the weird kids in our mentor. So I had K-prep with this man. I had everything with this pause. I had everything with this dude. And he, one day, was talking about something. And he was like, if the principal came in here and told me to write something down, I would do it. And my friend over here goes, yeah, or else you get fired. And he goes, who said that? It was on this side of the room. And I go, I did. And it made him so mad. He said, of course you did. Of course you did. And I said, what does that mean? He goes, that's fine. I'll be having a talk with your parents later. And
that's Brady Bunches. That's my boo thing.
And I said, okay, have at it.
I love you, Brady. I love you so much.
And I said, okay, have at it. And this man, I've already told my mom about this dude. I've been getting strikes relentlessly.
So did Levi. Dude, teachers target Levi. I feel bad. He's such a good kid. Teachers target.
So, realistically, let's use this word again. My mom has to get mad at me because
y'all had to fake it.
Huh?
Did y'all have to fake it?
No, like she actually got mad at me because Mr. Griffin was like, he's a delinquent. He was always being mean to me. One day I made him cry.
One of my kids. I can't say that. Bleep that name out. This kid in my elementary school made this fat teacher cry. I can't say her name, but she threw a chair, and it was in math class. We had math and English for like 2 hours because they didn't have any other classes, and he made her bawl because she was like ugly and living with her parents at like 32. Yeah.
So before I
shout out to everybody who went to Highland Elementary and had that teacher. Some people liked her and everybody else hated her. Just wanted to throw that out there. Matthew just pressed the mute button.
So before I even get to this part of the story, there's this app called Hapara. And it literally blocks you from a website that you can't get on. Like it'll say, blah 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 has blocked Snake.io. You know.
Well, no, it's not. The school blocks everything. It puts you in a focus session, is what it's called, where it puts you on certain apps, and you can only stay on those three. It's like Google Classroom, iReady, and Google.
But they can
Yeah, if you play on apps, they can block you from it, no matter where, no matter what time.
So there was this girl. We were in mentor again. I'm not gonna disclose the name, but she was on the basketball team.
We'll leave it out.
See, this is what this handy dandy mute button's for. Anyways, back.
Ugly twin.
Okay.
I gotta bleep that out too. I gotta bleep that out.
So she's on Pac-Man on her Chromebook. So I'm like, if she can be on there, I can be on there. Yeah, you just
I gotta
gave out
bleep
his
that out.
name.
We gotta bleep that out.
Is this in?
Yes, this in that class. We're gonna have to bleep out so much stuff.
Yes, yes, it was in Bleep's
You
class.
wanna put those in the bloopers, like whenever we say this name?
No, because then.
Dude, he is not watching this.
Okay, so anyways,
Mr. Wolf will know.
this is before he called my mom, but this girl was on Pac-Man, and I was like, if she can do it, maybe I can play a game. I was finished with all my work, so I'm playing a game. He blocks Google for everybody in the class. Nobody could get on anything, and I go, bro, why'd you block Google? And he goes, because you were on a game. And I go, she was on a game. And he goes, whatever. And then unblocks it all and looks at the ground and goes, I'm sorry, but you can't play games anymore. And then gave her a piece of candy. Bucko. Like, what are you doing?
I was thinking, we got teachers talking. I just want to give out a shout out. I don't care because half the people that are watching this come from our school. I don't care what you think. I'm going to say the name. Mr. Wolf is the greatest teacher to ever exist. Okay, I'm just going to say that. Mr. Wolf is the greatest teacher to ever exist. Now, I remember last year, or it was 7th grade, whatever, not last year technically because we're in summer. Freshman baby. But I remember 7th grade year, I was walking down the McGuffey hallway, and that's where Mr. Wolf's class was before we knew each other. And this is whenever I had the comb over, because I don't know if y'all know. I'm about to pull out the haircut, baby. I don't know if y'all know, but I'm a baldy. I'm a baldy. I got that buzz cut. But before I had my haircut, I had a comb over. It was like straight. I got cursed because both my brothers, my entire family has curly hair except me, which is insane. So I was walking down the hallway, going to my class. I think it was a testing day, and you know how they're doing on testing days. You just walk around the school and get breakfast and put in your classroom. And everybody just walks around the hallways. Pretty much any typical morning. And my class, I don't know if I was in a special education class because it was all the way at the end of the hallway. Was my mentor, and she was the hottest teacher in the world. Let's just throw that out there. Coach, soccer coach, if you're watching this, I know she's your wife, but I'm sorry, dude. I was always talking about her. She's a good teacher though. I don't think she liked me though. Not like I don't think she liked me like that. Anyway, I'm walking past him and he goes, didn't do this to any other kid. He grabs my hand. He goes, like I don't even remember this completely, but I'm pretty sure we shook hands. And I was like, I'm Noah. He was like, I'm Mr. Wolf. We didn't know that I'm going to be his future son because we have like this thing since we're both bald and we both have the same necklace. I'm not wearing it right now, but we both have the same necklace and we're like the same height. Everybody just calls me a son. Fits pretty well. And he's always at the baseball games. Mr. Wolf is the most supportive teacher ever. And I love you, Mr. Wolf.
Bring a VR to school on the last
day of school, and then told me I could bring mine. And then we battled on Beat Saber. He's a great teacher. Hold on. I just, shout out. He is the greatest teacher to ever exist. And I don't know if he's watching this. I hope he is. I don't know if that email sent because I can't text you on anything else. I don't know if that email sent yet, but if it did, then Mr. Wolf, if you're watching bloopers and you decided to watch this, thank you. I appreciate you. I don't think you got the job at the high school, which I don't know if you got the job at the high school, but if you didn't, I will get held back. That's all I have to say.
If you want to see the last day of school, how he brought in VR to school, if you don't believe us, go check out Matthew Lunch _ on TikTok. Literally, that's the name. And you will see him play VR on my TikTok.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. But anyways, back to this certain teacher that hated me. Um, he just one day he called my mom, and I know I'm gonna get a beating when I get home because I know what Mr. Griffin. Because I know what this teacher did. So he called my mom, and he said he hated me basically, and he said this kid's a delinquent. Your son is disrespectful, and I'm like, Rosky, where's your mom at? So he called my mom, and I go home. My mom is like, Matthew,
Get updated.
okay, and he's like, Matthew's been acting up.
I get the new emojis. 21, baby.
And my mom, she's like, Matthew, you can't do this. This is bad. But I did have a talk with him. So my mom said, my mom actually said to this man, well, maybe stop hating on my son and realize that you're treating the girls way better than you were treating the boys. And he was so nice to me after that. But flash forward to his cameo in 8th grade. There's this teacher. I'm not going to name her. She's an art teacher. Very kind, but also kind of like blamed me for everything. Like one time, she brought snack cakes. And you already know, you see me. She thought I stole.
Those are lucky.
She thought I stole 5 snack cakes. And I said, check my pockets. And she goes, what's that? She goes, what's that in your pocket? I said, my phone. And she goes, pull it out. And I said, here's my phone. And she goes, what's else in your pocket? I said, nothing. Literally nothing. So I put it down. And then flash forward, she thought I was throwing blueberries around the classroom.
What an odd thing
Yeah.
to say. I see you throwing blueberries.
Oh.
Stop throwing blueberries.
And then it was pepperonis.
Okay, hold on. Before you finish your story, me and Tayton, I'm gonna say Tayton because he doesn't care if we say his name. Oh, you're saying Tayton. In art class, another story with pepperonis. We put pepperonis under a chair and slid across the classroom. We did get in trouble, but Tayton was a goat, and I think it was Tayton's idea, either mine or Tayton's, but it was definitely a goated time in that art class. I love you, Tato. I love you, Tato Chip.
Okay, back to the story. So Tayton was the one I was talking about that said you would probably get fired.
So we are sitting in this art class.
Tayton, by the way, our new staff. We have new staff. We're not gonna say his name because I don't think he wants to say his name, but he runs our Instagram account. We just got it up there, so everybody go over to the Instagram account, flood that. I know we can take those 34.8K over there, so everybody flood over there. Follow us on the Instagram account. I think it'll be the same as the TikTok. Just why not follow us on 4 social medias because we're awesome. All right, back to the story.
Are you done interrupting? Okay.
So
I came up with this podcast, so I won't interrupt when I want to.
I made the TikTok account.
Okay. No, before we get into this logo, my idea because this kid's logo was
We'll put it
a
right
feet.
We'll
It
put
was
it right
feet.
here. We'll put it right here.
If do you have it saved?
Yeah.
We'll put it up. It was this guy with his feet holding a cup.
And our original name was
Wasn't our original name. It was an idea,
it was an idea.
but little did he know that I'd already picked the Milky Way. I don't care what he said. But it was pitching philosophies.
because never played baseball.
Because I play baseball.
Pitching.
Like,
The Milky Way is so much cooler.
and the Philo.
Our logo has a
Philosophies-
70s vibe to
Philosophies.
it. Say that again.
Philosophies.
Okay, you lost your mic privileges. He can't talk, so you can't talk until somebody says your name. Okay. All right. Deal. What was I saying? I lost my thoughts because you said philosophies like you were singing a Christmas song. So, what was I saying?
I don't know, but can I talk about Mr.
Oh, this kid, terrible logo. I hated it. I hated everything about it. And the one who shall not be named was like, "Yeah, I love it. I love it." No, never ever, never ever. We're using mine. We used mine. Let's just talk about how I edit everything. That's on me. You sit there, like we mentioned earlier, and played Batman while I'm sitting there working my bootay off for 4 hours editing a video that we're not even going to use half of.
See, me, displayed the entertainment for you while you read. Just gonna put that.
Displayed the entertainment. That is true. But that has nothing to do with this video. Let's just say,
Let's just like, bless you. Let's just
I
like,
didn't sneeze, bucko. Bless you. I didn't sneeze.
I can already see this being in bloopers.
This isn't in bloopers. This is going in the. This is going in the real thing.
Let's get back to
Get back to the video.
the teacher story, please.
Yes.
We are
Pepperonis.
lengthening.
Okay, so
not want to put your mouth on that.
so we are talking about this teacher, our teacher. This is 8th grade year. So I got blamed for throwing pepperonis or something. No, I remember what it was. Okay, our co-host Noah is gonna be back. I'm gonna put on the headphones because I want to look spiffy. He just left the room. There he goes. There he goes.
Did it actually flash the camera?
No.
Okay, good.
Okay. So this teacher, this is 8th grade art. This is 8th grade year, okay? And this teacher, the art teacher, left me and my 2 friends outside in the blistering cold.
Bucko.
It was cold.
Okay. It was cold. I heard you the first time.
So they left us outside, and we walk back in, and we knock on the door, and she goes, "Where have you been?" "Outside where you left us." That's literally what I said. I said, "Outside where you left us." Okay. So she got mad at the fact that I said that, and she goes, "That's not nice. That's rude." And I go, "I don't care." And she pulls me out in the hallway, and she's like, "Do I need to call your mom again?" She's already called my mom prior before this. And she goes, "Do I need to call your mom again?" And I said, "No, that doesn't seem to work." And she got so angry. And here comes the teacher from last year with my art teacher and me right here. So I go, "What are you doing here? This is not your conversation." And he goes, "This is my conversation. I'm in another classroom." And I go, "This is not your conversation. Stay out of it." And, okay, Noah's back. So I say, maybe, do you have candy? You have candy? Oh, yeah, Daddy. What is this? The chocolate chip dip, baby. It's snack time on
Where's
the.
the hat?
You got one on your shirt, too.
What?
Okay. Snack time on the Milky Way
There's
podcast.
ants everywhere!
Ah!
Where's this? Where are all these ants coming from? Cody's done infested my room. Like we said at the beginning, you'll find out more information at the end. This video is recorded the day after the next videos you'll see. They are way less enthusiastic because we were just really tired. It was like 10 o'clock whenever we were recording that, but now we're fresh. It's 3 o'clock right now, so we're enthusiastic right now. So you'll be watching that. I don't think it'll be as good, but watch the end and definitely let us know after you watch the end what you would prefer. We will see you in the next segment. See you later.
We're going to start this segment out about our favorite movie series. It is called Paranormal Activity. Most of you have heard of it. Some of you may have not seen it, but this is going to be a spoiler warning. The movie may be old, but some people haven't seen it. But there's theories about this movie that we have. We actually watched it. Me and Noah, I showed Paranormal Activity 1 to him. I didn't know there was a second one, a third one, or a fourth one.
There's actually more, but they just don't.
Yeah, they don't follow the same story. It's not as good. So in all 4 movies, there's this ghost named Toby. Okay,
Toby haunts the kids, haunts the parents.
He's the main ghost.
Yeah, he's the main ghost. He threatens.
Which we find out later that is a kid.
Yeah, he is a kid too. We're gonna start off by the third movie because in the third movie, it's where the theories come in. There's this teddy bear. Okay, every time it's in frame, nothing happens. No ghost grab. No nothing. No ghost. No nothing. We're gonna put a picture of the bear. Okay.
Put a few pictures up right
Yeah, yeah. It's not really just one bear. There's actually two bears. And in the third one, there's the bear. Okay. The first frame that we see him in is when he's walking upstairs to the kid's bedroom. It's sitting on the couch downstairs. You can see because here's the staircase and then here's the room. And he's down there. Nothing creepy happens. And then eventually it gets to nighttime. There's actually 4 scenes that he's in that nothing happens. Okay, so it gets to nighttime, and Toby is active. He comes upstairs, and
What is active?
yeah, he is active.
He's on the hunt. Dude.
Yeah, he's on the hunt. And there's this little girl that he talks to throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And no, he's not a child predator. He's a little boy. Okay. Anyways, the bear is sitting on this dresser. Okay. The same room with the little stairway and the couch and everything. So the bear actually, like, he grabs the bear and throws it on the ground. It's not in frame anymore. And then he pulls out the bed and like creepy stuff starts happening. And they end up having to leave the house because it was so bad. And they go to this lady's house across the street just to live there for a little bit. And there's a bear on the bed. It's like got red, white, and blue on it. And like, who's mowing their lawn? What's going on? Yeah. Anyways, so it's on the bed. The dad, what an idiot, throws it off the bed and it's not in frame, out of frame. And then the old lady, which is now possessed, sits in the room and just stares at them while they're sleeping. And it has a little timer at the bottom. It's like 3 hours. Yeah, she sits there for 3 hours.
Yes.
Okay. And then eventually,
which actually happens in the first one.
Yeah, it does. Everybody like watches for some reason.
Like
the wife.
Every movie, it's always a girl.
Yeah, it's always somebody just stares at their husband.
Just stares at somebody else.
So
I don't know what paranormal activity got going on.
I don't know either.
But they end up getting up because they can't find their children. Come to find out, the old lady is actually a cultist member, and they find this out because actually the wife goes missing. He can't find the wife.
He's the only one there. And
he
gets up and looks.
He gets up. He takes the camera. He looks around the house.
Here, let me say this part. So he actually goes into the dining room, and I think they might have had an animal that was. I think there was an animal. Maybe it was one of the kids looking at a certain painting, and in that scene, because before all that happens, they show up at the house. Everything's normal. There's paintings in the dining room, but whenever it all goes down, the paintings are off the wall, and there's like demonic symbols, and the one symbol with the triangle and the circle around it. No, it wasn't a pentagram. It was their symbol, the cult symbol with the triangle and the circle. But it's all over the walls. There is pentagrams. There's like a skull head, and he keeps searching around and finds out that there's like a whole bunch of old ladies that are like involved in this cult.
Actually, he walks outside.
Yeah, walks outside, and they're just standing there. I don't think you see the wife again. Actually, you see the wife dead.
Yeah.
And then
she's on the stairs and then she falls down the stairs.
Yeah, in the whole movie, the old lady actually, I would say, got these 2 little girls, the 2 daughters, on their side, and now they're both like possessed, and they end up breaking the dad's back in half. Like that's how he dies, which is insane.
And then, it comes to find out that the 2 sisters are actually the
main characters.
Yeah, the main characters in the first 2, and one of them is possessed by Toby. Yeah. That's really it for that movie.
Yeah, that's pretty it.
I'm
going to talk about my theory.
Yeah, the theory.
So my theory is in the 4th one, the very last one. This one goes into more of depth on Toby talking to the little kids and finding out that he's a little guy too.
And the children have been switched. So the little
yes.
boy.
So yeah, we're not going to spoil that part, but it's kind of confusing. But if you watch it, if you watch the whole movie, you'll understand. If you watch the whole franchise, it'll make sense. but there's a clock in the daughter's room, and whenever the clock is moving, it's like a cat clock. Like you ever seen the one from Frozen? You know, she's like sitting above the thing, and the clock's like, yeah, it's like looks like that, and it got like moves its tail back and forth and its eyes when the clock turns, and whenever the clock would turn, this was also my theory. Nothing bad was happening, and usually nothing bad happened in the girl's room until the end. Whenever she gets pressed from the closet, but whenever the clock's ticking and all that's going on, nothing bad actually happens. Um, and then whenever the clock isn't moving, you can actually see not only when it isn't moving, but it stares at the camera out of the corner of its eye, and the tail doesn't move, the eyes don't move, and then that's whenever that's when it hits the fan. But that's what we got for this one. Oh, you got something?
One more theory. All right. So we kind of forgot about this one, but it's actually in I think all of the movies, maybe only 3 and 4. But every time Toby is talking, it does this loud ringing noise.
Which, hold on. So I couldn't actually hear it. He could. It was too high of a pitch for me to hear. I couldn't hear that high of a frequency, but he actually heard it and told me about it while we were watching it. And comes to find out, it was happening in every movie, and he just brushed it off. But we looked it up, and it was actually Morse code. So in the fourth one, whenever the boy talks to Toby every night, he like goes downstairs and talks to Toby. Right after he asks Toby a question or says something, you hear like beep, 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 and it's just I didn't hear it, but he actually commented on it while we were watching the video or the movie, and we looked it up, and it was definitely Morse code. We just couldn't figure it out, but if we do find out what that is, we'll definitely share that with you guys because we're definitely eager to find out what was said in all those moments.
And we knew this only happened when the Toby was talking because there's this part where it's a camera in the living room. It's got a bunch of green dots. I don't know what it's called.
I don't know, but it's like this. It's like this. If you watch Go shows, you'll know what it is. But it's like this projector. Have you ever seen like Christmas lights out of somebody's house? Like they like shines on the house. It's like that in the corner of the room, and it can basically like see whenever like you can see on the camera whenever something's like moving across and it like warps the darts to where like you can see a ghost or whatever. But yeah. Anyway, say what you were saying.
So I knew this was Toby talking because the little boy would walk down the stairs and there was like a shadow, basically, not really a shadow, but like a 3D image, basically, that would walk down the stairs behind him, and he would start talking to it, and then it would do the beeping, and then he would start talking again, beep beep beep. And the fact in the fourth movie, I think this kind of debunks my bear theory.
Yeah.
But there's a bear, the same bear from the old cultist house, on the couch, the red, white, and blue bear. So he's never actually. You can never actually see him in the dark.
He's never out of frame. He's always in the same place. It's just whenever it's dark, because it's dark in the house. Whenever the kid goes downstairs, you just can't see the bear. It's there, but you can't see it. And whenever it's daytime, it's always there, but nothing happens in the living room when it's daytime. Whenever's the bear's in there, but the only reason stuff happens, I feel like, is just because it's so dark that you can't see the bear on the couch.
But there's also a scene in this movie where they run through the green thing, and they're like playing tag or something.
Oh, and there's two of them.
Yeah, and I was like, me and Noah were confused because he's running, and then you can see there's 3 boys, and I'm like, what was that? Was it a camera glitch?
Yeah.
And because I thought there was the 2 boys running playing tag, so I was like, what happened to the? Why is there a boy behind them? And Noah was like, "There's."
We'll throw the clip up.
Yeah, there was nobody behind them, and then the green thing. As soon as they run into the living room, there's 3 of them.
Crazy. It was weird because we actually had to do a double take.
Yeah, because I was like, "What is that?" And then we were questioning it, and we
kept rewinding.
Yeah, and I was like, "What is that? Why is there 3 boys? Mm-hmm. There should only be 2." And I thought the boy in the front like teleported to the back. I thought it was a camera glitch or something. Mm-hmm. It was actually Toby playing game with them. Yeah.
Yeah. So like anyway, what he's talking about is at night the 2 kids, because there's a kid next door who's believed to be the baby as a kid. In the first 2, there's a child, and he gets taken at the end of the second one, and it's believed to be that's him grown up, but actually the whole movie finds out that it's not. But the kid comes over to their house that lives across the street at the cultist house, and they have a son. at the one house, and this kid just shows up in the middle of the night, and he actually like invites himself over there all the time and just chills out there. He's weird. He like doesn't talk, and they're running around the house. They start in the kitchen, and they're running around the house. And whenever they pass through the living room with the green dots, you see something chasing the kids that's like the same height as them. So that's how you kind of figured out Toby's a kid. He's always playing with the kids, and he never harms the kids. He's always harming. Like whenever he crashes in the third one, he crashes all the stuff down from the kitchen. So hold on, let's talk about that because they put, you know how you got those fans that like move like that, like back and forth. They put one on their counter in the kitchen, and they put the camera on it, and they were moving it back and forth. And so whenever you moved, you couldn't see what was on the other sides whenever it wasn't pointing at that. And it actually, excuse me, yeah, it points to the kitchen, turns this way, the light shatters. The light shatters. It gets so hot that it shatters, and then it turns back, and the whole kitchen's empty.
Yeah,
And we were confused, and then everything, refrigerator, all the utensils, table falls down from the ceiling and crashes, makes a giant noise. And I would probably say that's my favorite, because there was some parts where they were in the bathroom and the whole room went black. Like in the middle of the day, the whole, like from the corner, it just started taking up the whole room and swallowing it whole. And that one, I'd say the third one was definitely my favorite. I know we were talking about this, but I would say, I mean, the first two are good, but it definitely the last one and that third one were definitely my favorites.
So I done forgot what I was gonna say because of Noah, but like in the third one is the best. I think me personally, it is the best.
I agree. I agree.
But there's also in the third movie, there's a little like storage space, and the little girl is talking to Toby, and
Yeah, the little girl, the younger girl's like
Yeah,
good friends with him.
yeah, the younger girl's good
They're-
friends.
they're tight.
Yeah. Toby and the little girl.
Yeah.
So
And she has an
this-
older sister.
yeah, the older sister is being so mean to this little girl, and the little girl ends up like Toby.
She has like powers.
Yeah.
She like kind of does an 11 move and like pushes her into a closet, but
Yeah.
she said she didn't mean to. It was good.
No, because they were arguing, and he was like, "No, Toby, I'm not going to do that."
Yeah, because she would always
Yeah.
talk to him.
And she ends up going in there because she's like, "Toby's in there, don't go in there." And she ended up walking in there, and the door slammed, and she couldn't
Yeah.
get it open.
And she couldn't get that hatch open.
I think that's about it for Paranormal Activity. It's
Yeah,
a great series. You should watch it.
Definitely,
It is so good.
Definitely go watch it. We watched it at night. I don't know about you. I was up against the wall and on the bed because I was terrified. But
watched 3 and 4.
well, yes, because we had watched the first one at my house the day before, and then he came over. The one who shall not be named, but he knows who he is.
No
And
disrespect. No disrespect.
no disrespect. He just probably wouldn't want us to say his name on here, and we should probably stop talking about it.
Okay.
So we watched the second one with him, the second, third, and fourth one. There was like 3 more, but they didn't follow the storylines. We were just like, screw it. We're not gonna watch them. But it was definitely a series that we loved. And if you like paranormal stuff like that, definitely go check that out. Is that all?
So, okay. Back. So, me and Noah, please sign us up to be directors because the 5th movie should have been about Toby's backstory and how he died and why he haunts everybody. Like, going out of nowhere, like Toby is just a ghost. How do we know who Toby is? Like, we should have learned his backstory in number 5. But I think the movie directors didn't want us to, like, because they were going present, past, present.
Yes, it was weird.
Yeah. But I feel like they should have done that because it would have been so good. We would have watched it. Like, they need to make a new one now.
Yes,
Like,
definitely.
Okay.
All right, is that it?
That's all.
All right. We'll see you in the next segment in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody. Now, you're going to be seeing this video at the end because this is actually a different day. Because I had the decision to change the video because it. What was that? I had the decision to change the video. I can see you. If you do anything slick, I'm gonna know. We had the decision to change. We together had the decision to change the video, And shut up, don't talk. We had the decision to change it, and we're actually going to be cutting half the video out. But the reason it was like a YouTube video more than a podcast, so we're just going to fill up half the video with us talking, telling stories, and like a normal podcast would. And you guys tell us in the comments on TikTok, YouTube, whatever you want to comment on, which one you prefer. If you prefer the cut up in different segments, or us just going on the whole video talking about literally anything.
Okay. So, and if you have requests for us to read, I'll do it in my narrator voice, or you can tell me what voice you want me to do it, because I can be like, "Hey guys, it's your little pervy
Minor altercation from Mr. Matty B over here. So remember, give us a comment, whichever you would prefer, and I guess we'll do that with that. Oh, also, 2 cameras. I had the idea to do 2 cameras for each person, and we would flip back and through by whoever's talking on the editing process. If you guys also think that's a good idea, say yes in the comments. Give us a hold on a minute. Give us, tell us in the comments which one you'd prefer. 1 camera, 2 cameras, 7 cameras. All right, Matty B's got to say something.
If we use 2 cameras, that means there's going to be a longer wait time for the episode to come out, because yes, it does. It has. We spent 7 hours yesterday.
A longer.
Shut up.
What do you mean we? Because I edited.
You right? I was playing Batman Arkham Knight. My bad. But it takes a long time to edit, and I give Noah credit for that, because he was up until 4 o'clock last night editing the video.
You only got halfway through.
Yeah, we only
cut out the parts I edited.
Yeah. And we had a little argument with the video, because he was like, needed help or something, and I didn't know how to do it, and he got mad at me for it, and I was like, you asked for help. But anyways, that's not a point.
Yes, you didn't help.
But if you do want 2 cameras, the video is going to be longer to put out.
Yes, it will be longer to put out, but it'll be way better quality. So, better quality. We're not filming on my iPhone.
What are we filming on then?
Yours!
What 2 cameras is that going to do?
Yes, I will use mine for me.
Okay, so when my phone's right here and your phone's right there, and you're going, and I'm going, yeah, what's up, guys? It's the podcast. Like,
we're gonna change the camera angle.
Okay. We'll talk about this later.
All right, and this concludes podcast episode number 1. We'll see you on episode 2.
Silk Sonic. Whatever goes around eventually comes back to you.